Welcome back. If you're trying to stay informed without spending hours digging, well, you're in the right place.
Absolutely. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a situation unfolding around Ghana's diplomatic presence in Nigeria.
Right, and our main source here is a pretty direct one, a recent announcement on X from Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Sam Okedzeto-Ablakwa.
Exactly. It concerns the alleged attempted sale of Ghana's High Commission property over in Nigeria, and there's been an arrest.
An arrest, okay. So the minister's post on X, it named someone.
It did. Honorable Ablakwa announced the arrest of a Mr. Mensah Bonsu.
Mensah Bonsu. And who is he, according to the minister's post?
So the post identifies him as someone who described himself as a special aide, specifically to the late former Ghana High Commissioner to Nigeria, Alhaji Rashid Bawa.
Ah, okay. Bawa was appointed by former President Akufo-Addo, right?
That's correct. So there's that connection highlighted in the minister's statement.
And the allegations themselves. It sounds like it involves quite a bit of money.
It certainly does. The core accusation is that Bonsu allegedly received U.S. $1.5 million.
Wow, $1.5 million.
Yes, in cash. And apparently signed documents relating to the sale of this prime diplomatic property.
In cash. That immediately sounds tricky.
Exactly. And crucially, Minister Ablakwa stressed on X that this money, this cash, it was never put into any official government accounts.
Right. Not declared at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs either.
Nope, not declared. Which, points towards a transaction happening completely off the books, essentially.
And was this $1.5 million the whole picture? The minister's post suggested maybe not.
Good point. No, according to the information shared, the property's total valuation was pegged much higher, around U.S. $5.3 million.
So the $1.5 million was maybe just the start.
That seems to be the implication. The post suggested it was considered a first installment, and perhaps the whole thing got disrupted.
Disrupted by what?
Well, the minister hinted that the timing around the 2024 elections might have played a role in stopping whatever larger scheme might have been planned.
Interesting. Now, there was also something about a diplomatic passport mentioned by Honorable Ablakwa. What was that about?
Yes, that's another, let's say, curious detail. A diplomatic passport was apparently issued to Mr. Bonsu back in October 2023.
Okay, and why is that significant?
Well, according to the minister's assessment on X, Bonsu wasn't actually official staff. Not at the ministry, not at the High Commission itself.
Even though he was seen with the High Commissioner.
Right. Despite being frequently seen with him, technically, he apparently didn't meet the usual criteria. So it raises questions about, how and why he got that passport.
Of course, Mr. Bonsu will have his side of the story in court, presumably.
Yes, and the minister's post acknowledged that. It anticipates Bonsu might claim he wasn't acting alone. Meaning that he might argue he was just following instructions, that superiors gave him the property documents and told him what to do.
Which could suggest this goes deeper.
Potentially, yes. The legal proceedings might shed light on whether others were involved.
So given all this, what's the current government stance? What did Minister Ablakwa say on X about their approach?
He was very clear. The post affirmed the Mahama government's commitment to pursuing justice fully. That means bringing everyone involved to account.
And recovering the money, I assume.
Absolutely. Recovering the U.S. $1.5 million is a stated priority. The minister even addressed Nigerian officials and the attempted buyer directly in his communications.
To reassure them.
Yes, reassuring them Ghana is serious about resolving this, protecting its image, and importantly, maintaining good relations with Nigeria. He was adamant that no one would be shielded.
And he finished his post with quite a firm message, didn't he?
He did. A very emphatic statement. No Ghanaian diplomatic property is for sale. Period. And a warning of severe consequences for anyone who tries it.
A clear line in the sand.
Definitely. A strong deterrent message.
Okay, so let's quickly recap based on Minister Ablakwa's posts on X. We have an arrest, Mensah Bonsu, an alleged attempt to sell diplomatic property in Nigeria, U.S. $1.5 million in cash unaccounted for, questions over a diplomatic passport.
And a clear promise from the current Ghanaian government, via the foreign minister, to investigate thoroughly, recover the funds, and ensure accountability.
Right. It's quite a situation.
It really is.
Yeah.
And thinking about what the minister shared on X, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of vulnerabilities might exist in how these diplomatic assets are managed?
That's a good question, if something like this can allegedly happen.
Exactly. And what are the wider ripples for international trust, for governance standards? Something definitely worth thinking about as this unfolds.